Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. If you have plans to retire someday, early, traditional age, or even later, the biggest question you'll probably have is that will I run out of money? Or to put it the other way, that will the money that you have be sufficient enough or enough to sustain your lifestyle? The good news is that for that, there are lots of back calculations, formulas, frameworks that can help you with that. Primarily the 4% rule, which I typically say it's a 3% rule to be just on the safer side. So there are a lot of mathematical stress tests that you can do towards your financial numbers. But there is no framework or a formula that can tell you that when should you retire. Should you retire the day you achieve your financial independence and that big number that you've been chasing? Should you give it one more year? Should you give 2 more years? 5 more years? So how do you make that decision? So that is what I'm going to talk about in this video, that how in a very simple framework, step-by-step approach, it can help you make that decision, because it did help Seema and I when we decided to retire early, because we went through this mental process. So hopefully by the end of the video, you will have something that can at least let you do this informed judgment now or in future. So let's get started. So the first step towards that is to guesstimate your life expectancy. I say guesstimate because there is no exact number, at least so far as the science has progressed, that can tell you that this is exactly the day you will die. How you can do that is that first is, there are lots of online tools that can help you find out, based on your health records, based on your family history, based on your BMI index, weight, height, etc., that can give you an estimate that this is what your life expectancy could be. The other, which we've at least also used in the past, is that you can look at your grandparents and parents, their average life expectancy, and on that you round it up towards another 10 years, because we are all getting a lot more health conscious, there's a lot more advancement in medical fields, etc. So if you take the average of any of your parents, grandparents, their life expectancy based on natural causes, that'll give you some number. For Seema and I, when we averaged out based on our parents and grandparents, it was around 81 years old. So we rounded up towards 90. So that is what we've guesstimated based on that, as well as on the various online tools, that we think that somewhere around 90 years is what we will survive. I think that typically women survive longer, so I wouldn't be surprised that Seema survives more than 90, I probably less than 90. But this is what we've averaged out. So you can also average out based on these two parameters. The second step is that you take the remaining years and you bucket them. So for example, if you're 40 years old and you've calculated that your life expectancy is around 90 years old, so you've got 50 years, remaining years. So you take those 50 years and you put it in 3 buckets. And these 3 buckets are, the first one is the go-go years bucket, the second is the slow-go years, and the third is the no-go years. I've explained this concept of go-go, slow-go, and no-go in various of our videos, but in a very simple manner for the uninitiated who are tuning in new to our channel. Basically, the go-go years are the years when this is your prime years, when your body, mind, health, your energy, you're raring to go. You want to do a lot of stuff in your life. Slow-go years, as the word says, you want to take it easy. You will probably either body or mind or health somewhere lets you just, take it easy. And the third is the no-go years, where even if your mind is raring to go, your body or your health will restrict you to, adverse, even in the house that you're living in, or probably the city or the town. There are a lot of restrictions that come in with that age. So when Seema and I, we bucketed this, we, based on our health, based on our ambitions, based on our desires, we bucketed that we will probably be in our go-go years till the age of 70. Between the 70 and 80, we'll be around the slow-go years, and 80 onwards, we'll be in our no-go years. And if we are lucky, then probably there'll be a 5 years addition, that we'll probably be doing 75 for the go-go, till 85 to the slow-go, and The last 5 6 years will be the no-go years, where we'll be confined or having some assisted living. So this will at least give you a good view on, how many years are left where you can really maximize and get your prime years, essentially, of your retirement. And because this is what you're trading your current work with those years. So for example, again, if you're 40 years old, you're super healthy, all fit and fine, you may say that my go-go years are till 80, and then I'll probably have slow go till 90, and then the rest after that is the no-go. So you've got 40 years of a time span. On the other hand, if you're maybe 55, not in the best of health, you've got certain ailments, you may say, hey, my go-go years are just probably till 65, and after that I'll be doing a slow go till 75, and then probably no-go after that. So this will give you, you'll put a perspective and put the first decision towards when you should retire based on what buckets do you have that you're trading your time or your precious future time with the corporate work or the corporate rat race that you are in. The third step, once you've bucketed this, is to zoom in into those go-go years. Because you don't retire from something, you always retire to something. If you're not retiring to something, then the retirement will feel very long, because you will not have a plan what you want to do during your retirement. And if you retire to something and you've got a nice set of ambitions, plans, etc., believe me, it'll feel very short. We've been retired for now 2 years, and in the last 2 years, it feels like the time has just passed by so quickly. I wish that we are taking it a bit slow, but okay, that's something that we have to manage. So that's why it's important to have that plan that you want to retire to something. When we made this bold step of retiring, even 5 years before that, Seema and I, we started discussing that what do we want to do in our retirement years. So we started documenting, we started putting a plan in place that this is what all our ambitions are, what we want to do. So we still are doing that, and we want to visit all our family, friends all over the world, spend quality time with them, not just a phone call conversation or a New Year card here and there. The second was that we wanted to visit all the national parks in the world, the nature preserves, because we both love nature. And as you can see, we are in nature right now, just taking a break from a very hot and sunny day, hiking here in this Grand Tetons National Park in the US. And we had a long list of hikes, drives, etc. I'll try and see if I can post that entire Excel sheet on the link to that in the description of the video below. There you can also get inspired from that and see that if this is something that you would like to do. You'll have your own list. But it is important to have that list, because this is the time, these are the 20, 30, 40 years that you would like to maximize. And it doesn't need to be about traveling. It could be just about spending time with family, bonding with your children, maybe grandchildren by the time, setting up those special experiences and memories with them, for them. But have that plan. And that's why it's important to zoom into that. The next step is what I would say the go-go budget. Because having a plan is all good, but you will have to see that what money do I need to achieve that plan. And that is what also helped us when Seema and I, when we said that we want to visit all these national parks, nature preserves, hiking, do all those drives, etc., the train journeys, then we had to calculate that, okay, how much does it cost? How much will it cost over the prime go-go years time? And typically, if you will see that during the retirement stages, your expenses initially goes up during those go-go years, because that's when you are really wanting to do all the activities that were pent up during the corporate world. And as I've mentioned in the previous video, that you wanted to someday do that. But then it flatlines, because then by that time you've got into the groove, you know that this is what the expenses are, etc. And then somewhere during the slow go years, it drops, because that's where you start taking easy. And then again, in the later part of the slow go years, and probably when you enter into the no go years, it starts going up again, because the healthcare starts demanding a lot more cost. So this is how the cycle of your expenses would happen. But it's important that if you believe that you can do all those ambitions and achieve your plan that you have set for your go-go years in your annual expense budget, fantastic. But it is always helpful to determine that what that additional budget would be. Because this will also help you determine that are you ready, even if you're financially independent, that you should pull the plug from the corporate rat race and you should retire. Because these last three steps are very good checkpoints to make that decision very clearly. So for example, in Seema and I, our case that we both achieved financial independence 2 years or more than 2 years before we actually pulled the plug and retired or took the step of retiring. Because we wanted to, we realized that we've got around a 20-year runway for doing our go-go years. And when we listed down all those activities that I'm talking about, we realized that we will be able to manage within the 15 to 20 years. So we were within that limit. But what we also wanted to do is with that go-go budget, that additional money that we needed to achieve all the stuff that we are doing right now, visiting these national parks, we said that, okay, we are enjoying work, so let's continue for another few years or 2 years. So it's important to at least counterweigh between the stuff that you want to do, how much it is going to cost, versus your readiness in terms of financial independence. Just be mindful of the fact that when you're in this corporate job, most of the time you will be enjoying working. At least I loved working. I could have continued working for another decade. There was no way of, I was enjoying every day of it. But I had to take a call that every day that I'm working, I'm taking away from the budget of the go-go years, because that's what I want to do. So just be mindful of that. The second thing to be mindful of is that, look, if you don't have that plan, that what do you want to do in your, those prime retirement years, the challenge would be that you will probably be self-satisfying yourself that, oh, I enjoy working. And that's why I don't want to retire, because if I retire, I'll have nothing to do. Believe me, when we entered into this retirement, we also entered in this unknown that we thought that we'll have nothing to do. But that plan helped. And when we are executing that plan, we are realizing there is so much to do in the world than just sit on a conference call or a forecast call or a business review. Here we are in middle of the nature. There is a waterfall just nearby, and we are going to be going up in the mountain right now, and there will be, I'm sure we'll have to be walking in the snow, etc. And this is just priceless. So don't have that fear of the unknown. If you've already achieved that financial independence, just make sure that you have a plan that you're retiring to. So I hope that this video helps you with these simple steps, and the step-by-step approach helps you determine that point when you should retire. Again, it's very individual, and as we keep saying, financial independence is a must. Retiring early is an option. This is all up to you. But this framework should help you to know when rather than if you should retire. As always, look forward to your comments of the video, and as always, we'll make sure that we reply to each and every one of them. So till the next topic, till the next video, and till the next location, goodbye from me. Bye-bye.